Today we welcome Josh Faulds, who is a dual sport talent who started out on the rugby pitch before finding his stride on the track. From County Rugby and the Leicester Tigers Academy to national finals in the 400-metre hurdles, he's balanced both sports at a high level until one took over. Since making his first England team in 2017, he's been a fixture in the UK hurdles ranking and has steadily climbed the ladder. This year, he broke through with a British indoor silver, a European relay bronze, and a standout performance at the World Relays in China. Now just 0.09 seconds off the World Championships qualifying time, he's chasing his biggest season yet. Welcome to the fourth episode of the Sports Diary podcast of season 2. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
Good.
How are you?
Good. Very well, thank you. How are you today?
Yeah, grand.
All good.
Perfect. Now, we've actually wanted to have you on the podcast for quite some time, but you are hard to pin down.
Yeah, I'm a busy man.
You are
very
a
busy
very,
man. Yeah,
very busy man, and we're really excited to get into how busy you've actually been. First of all, though, we're like with all of our guests, we like to know what are 3 interesting facts about you that our listeners wouldn't know.
So I'm left-handed and left-footed.
Okay.
I play a lot of video games. I don't know if that's interesting, but it counts. And the third one is I'm a swim teacher, but I can't float.
What?
I can't float in the water. I'm too dense. I sink like a rock. It's terrible. Yeah, it's awful.
How do you actually teach someone to float? Because I actually don't think I can float.
Well, it's supposed to be like,
It's your lungs, isn't it?
yeah, like breathe it and then like tense your core.
Right.
So you're all like straight. I can't do it because my legs just straight down to the floor like immediately.
Has that got anything to do with your actual sport, though?
Yes.
Ah,
Yes.
okay. So it all links
It's
in
literally just
nicely.
all like dense shins and yeah, it's horrible.
I don't know the reason I can't float. I don't think am I dense? I don't know.
Find out.
We
Should
can
be
be in a pool
find
and we'll
out.
soon find
We'll
out.
have to go for a swimming lesson and then find out.
I'm not a very good swimmer.
Oh, I love swimming.
I can swim, but I'm not a very good swimmer. I don't really particularly like it. However,
I
if
don't like
doggy
it either,
paddle
but
was an Olympic sport, I'd get gold. Hands down.
I don't know. There's some 4-year-olds who'll give you room for me. I'm pretty sure.
I'll take them
Some of
on.
them are good.
I'll take it.
So wait, you don't enjoy swimming, but you teach swimming?
Yeah, this is gonna sound really bad, but it pays well. So.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Pays the bills.
Yeah, it does. You pay, yeah,
Do
it
running
helps to
shoes.
help. Yeah, so it's just like what can. I've been quite a job snob actually since I've been like 16. You know, when everyone was working at like Mackey's and they were getting like £4, I worked at Tesco and I got £8. I was like, yeah,
Double
you
it.
lot are rubbish. And then I've always just tried to get the job that pays a bit more. So I started working at the leisure centre and I was doing lifeguarding and it's
Okay.
like what £12 an hour. And I was like, I'm worth more than that. My time's worth way more than that. So I went and did the swim teacher course and you know it's like £20 now. I'm having a great time.
Oh,
Yeah.
you.
Life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Right, let's get into these.
We really are. You ready? Okay, so you're heavily involved in athletics, but you were very good at rugby.
Mhm.
How did this crossover happen?
My family are like with the sports. There's 5. So there's my mum and dad, and then I've got 2 brothers as well. So we're all like in
Poor mum.
sports. Yeah, she wanted 3 girls, she got 3 boys, so unlucky. Yeah, so that kind of happened. So they both played rugby, both my mum and my dad. So we spent a lot of time at the rugby club anyway. So we were just there, and then it's obviously they're like friends and stuff. We got people like kids the same age, so we all kind of just went through all together. So they were playing on Saturday, and then we'd all go on a Sunday, and then we'd play. And from that, it was kind of like I was always fast on the rugby pitch. Like I'd run around everyone, I'd run the entire game, and then kind of from that, it's like school sports days and stuff like that. I just won everything. I'd go and do like the 3K, and I'd win that, and then I'd go and do 100 meters, and I'd win that. So it was like I can obviously run, and then from the school stuff, so it kind of went through school, and then I went to the athletics club, and then it kind of went from there. So it was kind of I didn't want to stop playing rugby because I was still always there. Like my mum stopped playing, but my dad still played up until I was 16, 17.
Wow.
I played 1 or 2 games with my dad
That's
because
cool.
he wanted to play obviously with us. We still haven't all played as a group, but that's kind of stopped now because I think it's kind of it's quite difficult to get me now to
I was
play
going to say,
rugby.
was he
Yeah.
jealous you were faster than him?
No, so he was also like the fastest on the pitch. Like
Really?
yeah. So it's just something that's kind of
In the family.
he played in the forwards, so you don't
Yeah, I was just about to ask
Yeah.
what position.
you don't really go with that. So he played second row and flanker.
Yeah.
Because he just loves flying off and just taking people out.
Yeah.
It's great fun. But he was like the fastest man on the pitch, and then obviously we got on there, and then obviously I'm just running around him at the training. It was
See ya.
yeah. So
You left.
yeah, everyone was like, "Oh, he's faster than you now. What are you gonna do, Ian?" Like, yeah. So from that, that kind of was how it just came about, and I kind of just went and did both because I was good at both.
Yeah.
So
Why not?
yeah.
So you played county rugby and were part of the Leicester Tigers Academy.
Yep.
So how did you manage both sports?
Luckily, everything's on a different day. So it was like Monday was when like the county rugby was. Tuesday I was at the track. Wednesday was my club rugby. Thursday I was at the track. Friday was just like actually I think it was a day off.
Oh God.
Saturday was training and then athletics, and then Sunday was playing rugby. So it was kind of
You
like
actually had one day off though.
Yeah.
That's nice.
so we went to
Needed rest day.
Yeah.
yeah. So it was like I come back from school, but then we went to like a I can't remember what it was. Like it was like a children's club thing. And we went with my friends and stuff. So we'd walk up after go and play football in the park or whatever, and then go to this club. So like sometimes someone to come pick me up because obviously it's raining and it's in the rain. So
Come pick me up, please.
Yeah.
Job snob, travel snob.
yeah, I know. Honestly,
No, who wants to walk in the rain though?
well, that's one of those things. Is people always say to me like, "Oh, you like running? You could just run now." I'm like, no, I'm good at it. Doesn't mean I want to do it. Like
You said you would stick with whatever sport you made Team England on.
Yep.
How did you feel when it was athletics?
Well, at the time, I was like, "Oh, yeah, I've made it." You know, it's at that point I wasn't bothered.
Mhm.
I was kind of like, "Yeah, this is it now. This is gonna be me. I can go run. You know, it's cool." And then the more I'd seen like my friends, so obviously my friends group growing up was basically the rugby club. So I spent a lot of time like that's what my parents hated was having to go up and down up to Lutterworth and back because that's how we played rugby. So like my group of friends and stuff were there. So like seeing them all like go out and stuff from when I was 16 to like early 20s, it was like that was where I was like, oh, I just want to go play rugby. And then back in the COVID, I wasn't racing. I tore my hamstring again for like the third time, and I was like, I'm not going to do anything. It's COVID. There's no point. But after I went back and played rugby for a bit, and then like really enjoyed that because I do really enjoy it. I don't really watch it or anything anymore. I've never really had the time. I don't really watch sport at all unless the athletics is on. That's pretty much what I watch. But yeah, like I did miss it. So I went back and played. It was like, yeah, this is good. And then I played 5 minutes of my first team debut, and then got tackled off the pitch and dislocated my collarbone. So I haven't played since. Yeah,
That's a sign, isn't it? Though.
yeah, exactly
Stick
that.
with athletics.
So I'd gone up in my entire rugby career. I'd never got injured, like never got an injury, and I'd done like full time trying to do athletics, and I ripped muscles. I was just like, yeah, I broke my thumb hitting a hurdle.
Ouch.
Never done it
Did you
playing.
fly at some speed though. didn't
Never
you?
done it playing rugby. It was doing a drill. I was warming up.
Oh.
Did you not have your headphones in?
No, I was. So there's a drill where you do like consistent, like quick hurdles, like
Yeah.
one step. And I'd like landed for and I tried to jump up, and I swung my arm up and hit the hurdle, and just it was awful, so painful. But like I've done the only things I broke while playing rugby with my fingers. And at that point, my mum's just like, I'll just take it, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was so unsympathetic, my parents.
Not wasting.
Oh, you'll be fine. Hey, Jimmy, my collarbone's like hanging out, and they're like, oh, you just roll it off, you'll be fine. I've gone
Back in,
I was
get
like,
on.
No.
Roll it off.
Yeah, that was.
So
Oh, sorry, you
No,
go.
go, you
Oh.
go.
How did you injure your hamstring then?
Just running. It's generally just because it's obviously such high speeds.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of force, and if you that's where I think getting older and maturing has helped. I get less like muscular injuries. I haven't really had a big injury
Oh,
up to like recently. I had a tendinopathy in my hamstring, so that's the first thing I've had in a long time. But that's literally just because of the stuff I've done this year. I've just run ridiculously fast, and put my body through some stress that it's never been through. So it's kind of like it's that thing again of growing up and growing into it. That's just what the hamstring injuries was just like I can just run too fast for the muscles to carry it and didn't do the right stuff. So it's now I do the right stuff, but it's like it's learning, isn't it? And that's the whole part of elite sport, I think.
makes you grow as an athlete, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. So when did it click that the 400-meter hurdles was your event?
So this is the cool story. So when I was at school, so obviously I was doing sports day, I was going to do the 200 meters or whatever, and I'd go and win that. I had the school record for the 4, the 2, because you weren't allowed to do too many, so I just had to get those 2 because I couldn't do all of them. And then I'd also won like Warwickshire cross country, so like it was quite versatile. And then went to the track, and then I just like sprint hurdles, like straight line hurdles, really close, like just absolutely flying over them as fast as you can. But like being like school fast and being athletics fast is completely different things. Like I couldn't go and run 100 meters and compete with those guys. Like they're crazy fast. Like if you saw me run down the street, you'd be like, "This guy's fast." But like compared to them, it's
running from. That's what I'd think.
It's like completely different. Like you can't compare. Like I can't compare myself to those 100-meter guys. So for people that go like, "Oh, footballers are fast," I'm like, definitely not. Okay. There's no possible way. But that sort of thing is, so I was doing sprint hurdles, and I've always been small. I'm not the tallest, but it's life, innit? Grow up, get over it. I can't win at everything, can I? I was never the tallest. So the hurdles is like I was having to do a completely unconventional. I was doing 4 strides rather than 3, so I won't go over the same leg. I'd go on different legs, and being able to hurdle on both legs. It's like, oh, you should do the 400 hurdles. Okay. So that was like from my background of doing like endurance stuff as well. It was like, oh, we'll try the 400 hurdles. So I was ranked like 300th or something in the sprint hurdle, so not high at all really. And then went and did 400-meter hurdles, and then immediately was good at it. I went straight to like top 20.
No way.
So it should just do it because I could hurdle off both legs, and I'm fast, but I'm not like fast. But then obviously that endurance background helps, and I just immediately like was something I was good at.
How did you learn the technique? Because whenever I watch it, it's legs are.
I would just fall flat on my face.
I've done it a couple of times. I didn't actually do it as much when I was growing up. I've done it more recently because I carry so much more speed that I'm just like, if I mess it up, it's game over. Exactly that. So like, I was like slowing down the other day, and there was no hurdle, by the way. I'd finished the run. I was slowing down. I just decked it. Tripped over my own feet, straight on my face.
Did you pass the finishing line?
Yeah, I'd finished my run. I was running like 200s. And then I finished. I was slowing down around the bend, just tripped over my spikes, fell over straight on my face. Luckily, I was only on the track at the time, so it wasn't too embarrassing. But I was like, God, like my t-shirt was white, so it's like red. It's like got a red stripe down the side of it. My arm was all gashed. I bruised my knee. It was just like.
Did you kind of just stand up and go, what?
I'm such an idiot. I was like, how have I done that? I was like, I wasn't even running.
Are you a clumsy person?
Yes.
Yeah. Dramatic pause.
I think it's just like I just knock things over like, all the time. I can
imagine.
Or like when you fill up a water bottle and you filled it up, you put the lid on, and you're like, oh, I'll just do this. Forget to put the lid back on, throw it all over myself immediately. Like literally, I've just picked up this water and thrown it all over the kitchen.
That's so funny because I literally did that today.
I was going to say, I can imagine.
Or like when you screw it on and you pick it up and you stroll down your front. Stuff like that.
Cans though, like I just put it in and the can just comes straight out.
I blame the bubbles for that though.
Oh yeah, true.
That's what I blame it on. In 2016, you made your first national final.
Yeah.
What was that experience like, and was this a turning point?
So that was like my second year doing the 400 hurdles. So I'd literally tried it the first year, was like, okay, I'm all right, and then did a winter of training, and then came back and was like, right, cool, I'm good at this. I'll do this. Made that, and then I've pretty much made every national final since then.
That's amazing. Wow.
In like the age group stuff and then the senior stuff. So I think my first senior, I think it was 2018. I did the British champs. And I didn't make out the heat, obviously, because I was 17. You know, it was like 17, 18. I wasn't good enough at that point. But like, yeah, I think since then I've been high enough ranked to always be like a good going forward, like someone who could run fast. But yeah, it's kind of like this year and last year was like the first time it was like, Christ, I'm good at this. Do you know what I mean? So
I'm actually good at this.
I've always been like that. I've always been like that. You know, that next level, but like it's the final step is like kind of where I've gone to this year.
Yeah.
It's completely different.
Yeah.
That is, yeah. It's just like you then go from just turning up to a race to going, getting interviewed, getting photos and stuff all the time, just being like, this guy's gonna win. Like I've turned up to races before and I'm getting people signatures. I'm like, how do you know who I am? Like I'm not being big time enough, but there's people like will literally go down like the start list and stuff and go, oh, look at his time. Like
Yeah.
we want to get his stuff. Like yeah, so I'm giving out loads of my like the numbers and stuff like that. It's always nice because that's something I don't mind. Like I mean I'm not gonna what am I doing with a piece of paper? Like kids always want it, so I just go and give it to a child. Like they always say, can we have your number? I'm like,
Oh, that was really lovely.
It's a
though.
big memory for them, though.
Yeah.
To like be noticed as well.
Yeah, like they've just got like I don't know what a child has got with my 2019 British champs number, but
Could
they
be
can have it
framed
if
in
they're
their
like-
room.
Yeah.
Could be.
One day it'll be
have been on it.
useful. That one day maybe. Yeah.
So 2017 was a bit of a bittersweet moment for you, wasn't it? Because you got selected for England at the Commonwealth Games, but was then disqualified for.
Oh yeah. So that was my first. So I'd never done anything before. Like I'd never even competed outside like the county really.
Yeah.
I'd literally been the first I'd been to was like London.
Okay.
And then it was like, right, cool, now you're going to Bahamas. And it was like, whoa. So it's like
Big
all
step.
these, yeah, it's not like I'm going to Scotland to go and do a race or I'm going to Spain. Like I went all the way to Bahamas as my first competition. So
Wow.
that was like, so the heat, I ran it like completely differently. So the heat, I went out too slowly, just jogged around, got through to the final. And the final, I just went, go! And I just went so hard. And then, then I stepped on the line. I'd landed funny off a hurdle. I stepped on the line and that's it, disqualification. I literally was running around like I heard the woman say disqualify lane 6 and I was like,
So,
as I'm running. So I hadn't even finished the race. I knew I was getting disqualified before I'd even finished.
so what's the ruling then for hurdles? Because it seems really technical.
Well, any race that
Yeah.
goes around, you can't step on the line because it's
Which line? Like both?
the inside line. If you step
Right, okay.
the outside line, I don't know the actual ruling with that. You won't get an advantage, but it's just whether you impede the person outside you. Like if I step out the lane and someone's running next to me and they're going to go round and I'll stop them running, then yes.
Is that a safety measure though?
No, I don't think so.
No?
I think it's more just for, you don't want to impede someone else. It's not,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not how the event. It's not a contact sport, so
Yeah.
yeah, you shouldn't be like anywhere near anyone really. So yeah, it's like you can't step on the line for like a 1 lap race. And then with the hurdles, there's like you've got like how wide the hurdle is. You can't have your leg like inside it or whatever because obviously that's what's cheating, isn't it? Going around it. So
Yeah.
I've been disqualified for that before. Only seems to happen in the UK as well. I've like it was crazy. That was the first. So it was what year was that? 2022. I went to England under 23 champs, and I was like the favourite to win it. So I'd like jogged out, generally just jogged the first lap, cruised through, and then got disqualified. I was like, what have I been disqualified for? And they're like, you trailed the hurdle. I didn't because I've done all these competitions before, like abroad and stuff like that. At this point, I'd done countless races in like Belgium. I'd been to France. I've been to like all these competitions where like high class professional athletes are. They get paid to do the sport, and I've not been DQ'd there, but apparently I got DQ'd in England. So I was just like, yeah, whatever.
Take it.
So yeah, it's just one of those things where the ruling is very much dependent on where you are and who's if it's JT. Yeah. So sometimes they're quite. There's like one of the best hurdler in the world has been like, you watch it back, it's BBC, like it's in 4K, you can see he's clearly cheated,
Yeah.
but he's not been disqualified. So it's just like,
Yeah.
but obviously if it is on an official, and if the official doesn't see it, they don't see it.
No, I was going to say, it depends who you get.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've already mentioned about being in the top 20 in the UK.
Mhm.
What do you think is the key to being consistent?
So yeah, I've been within the top 20 since I was 17, 18, I think now.
Oh, wow.
I'd say. So now, like the last like 3 or 4 years, I've been like, I think it was top 10, and now I was 5th last year, and we're currently 4th this year, but it's a whole other dilemma for that one.
No.
But so with that, it's not. I've never been that person who's been like the best. I've always just been like the next best person. So I've missed out on like funding and like because you're the next person, or I've missed out on a team because you're the next person. It's just like, but it's just been consistency. I think that's the biggest thing I found is the last like few years was just like, even though, so my first year I moved back home from after uni, I ran awfully. Like terrible. I was like, what's the point? I might as well not bother anymore. I ran a second slower than I ran the year before, which shouldn't happen when you're growing up. You know, I haven't even developed yet, and I've run a second slower, and that was because I moved home from uni. I was working like pretty much full time, and it was just like I had so much balancing, of like so many changes, and I was just like, I can't do it. But the whole time I still trained. So in the following year, it was like completely opposite. I'd gone and run awfully, and then the following year I'd run the best I've ever run. So I'd gone from nearly quitting to being like, I'm like the best. I'm one of the best in Europe. So it was that was crazy.
Did you pick a uni that was specific for sport? So that was going to be good for practicing.
Well, I went to Loughborough.
Okay.
So yeah, it's just Loughborough.
Good.
It has a reputation, doesn't it? But so for me, like I'd done a Diamond League race. I was the top ranked in the uni to start with, and I was like 6th or something in the UK as an 23 athlete, and they were like, "Oh, we're not going to put you on scholarship because you're not a upcoming student. You're a student. So unless you like make the Olympic final, we're not putting anyone on scholarship." And I was just like, so I couldn't even get my gym membership paid for. I had to fork out 500 quid a year for and I was like, no, I'm leaving that. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
But now we train. So some of my group are in Birmingham. So Birmingham Uni have given me more in the last 6 months than Loughborough gave me in.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, in the 5 years I was there. So, I did choose Loughborough because originally I chose it because there was supposed to be like a group thing set up. So I was going in to join a group, and then that kind of fell through, and everyone literally. So there were loads of us that had already signed onto the uni to do this course and to be a part of the training group. So it was a training group that at the time I'd never really heard of people paying for. I've just been naive. Obviously, people pay their coaches, but like I'd never been like, oh, uni coaches, for instance, would be free. So this was like a professional setup. They'd coach some of the best Olympic sprinters and stuff like that, and it was going to be included. It was like work with the uni, and then that fell through because basically the uni would lose out on money.
Right.
And then I just ended up just being there and having to just kind of work training around that way. Which fine because I said, as I say, like consistency and stuff like that. So I managed to keep training. I ran fairly okay. I won the British Unis 2022, I think that was the year. And then that was kind of like my big year 2022 because I won British Unis. I went and got picked for Europeans. That was the first time I'd run it like an international competition at all. Like I went to Europeans. Well, after obviously the under-17 went to the Bahamas, so I'd gone through like 5 years of not doing anything. And then so that was like a big year, and that was pretty much just like just because it's just consistency. And I just kind of kept the same thing.
Yeah, just keep it going. That's cool. So how do you mentally approach racing at this level? Because it is quite a demanding.
So this year it's been a really big task to manage. So I've gone into being like, I need to run this, to being like, I'm now expected to run this. So for me now, it's like, we just had British Champs this weekend. Didn't go how I wanted it to go. The conditions were not great for it. It wasn't a fast race in the end anyway, but I came fourth. I was kind of like, what? I'm not really that. Obviously, I'm gutted because obviously it's been a good year for me. Like I've run fast, but then so's everyone else. The sport, the event this year has just moved on like massively. So I'd run 49.2 last year, which was obviously quick, like European standard and stuff like that. And then she went out and then ran 48.5 in Belgium, which is the Olympic qualifier for last year, which was 48.7. The world's qualifier for this year is 48.50. So I was like just under 0.1 of a second off, and then everyone else has also done it. And I'm just like, I can't catch a break. You know what I mean? Like everyone's also, but it's nice because it's good and bad because it's kind of the people that I've grown up with come into the sport and we're all the same age, which means no one's going anywhere. But it's kind of like my age group has always been very good over a lot of the events, and you can kind of see that now. It's like you've got some of the champions, some of the Olympians, and stuff like that are like they're all my age. The people that I've been at competitions with, not necessarily raced because obviously I don't race like a woman sprint hurdler, for instance, but like they're like that sort of thing. So it's nice to see that like my age group's good, but it doesn't help me out really because everyone else is now running fast as me. I am.
People
So
to drop out.
yeah, so I was just happy to race at the weekend, to be honest with you. Like over watching those like over the last like 7-8 weeks while I've been, sat on a physio bed having shockwave therapy and hamstring, it's kind of like it was a bit gutting, but at the same time I have done more stuff this year that I'd even set out to do. Like I didn't even plan on going to like World Relays in China. That was like completely out the cards, and then it was like got a phone call and saying you want to go. I'm like,
Yes,
obviously I'm not going to say no, but I think that is going forward. That's something maybe I'd say no to next time, but at the time I can't. My thing is I'm not sponsored, so I've got to get representation where I can.
Okay.
So I'm not in a position to turn down teams, and that was the biggest thing. Like me and my coach were like, I could go, but it means I'm gonna have to push the season back a little bit. But ended up not making a difference at the start because I pretty much came out and ran immediately fast. Went third in Europe immediately on like 20th of May. So it was like I gone straight to the top after coming straight back in, doing like a week back from China, and pretty much I gone to Italy, opened up, ran my fastest opener, faster than I'd run the entirety of the last year, and then went in and then ran that race like the following week, and it was like I'm in shape, and then my body's just gone. Nah. So it is what it is. It's learning the things, and I think that's the mindset thing this year. The change is like it's now no longer I'm going in, like I want to do well here. It's kind of like people know who I am now. I'm expected to do well. So it is just like performing under pressure and getting the mindset right. And I think the biggest thing is why I ended up running fast and is believing in myself.
Yeah.
I was in the blocks, like you can do this, like talking to myself, like you've got here, you've run 48.5, what are you scared of? So
I was going to say, do you do any sort of like mental prep, like visualization or self-talk or imagery or anything?
So
like that?
I think that's one thing that I think going forward maybe I need to do more of is like because one thing I haven't actually done is like sit down with like a psychologist. So my mum keeps pushing me to try and do it. I'm like, Mum, I haven't got time. But she's like, she sends it to me all the time. Like, you can speak to this person. I know this person. Like, that me and Dad will pay for it, so it's not a problem. I'm like, yeah, like I will do it, but it's finding the time. I don't want to have like a mindset switch mid-season.
Yeah.
Because yes, it may help me, but it also may not help me. So I might as well keep things consistent now while I can, and then
in the off season,
something I can try. Yeah,
for sure.
But that's I think obviously I do visualization, but there's only so much you can visualize. You don't know what everyone else is going to do.
No,
I can run the race of my life and come sixth. So it's because everyone else can perform on the day. So I think that's as long as I kind of execute what I wanted to do, and that's what we did at the weekend. It was pretty much like I need to go out hard. So I literally was like I went out far too hard. Got to like hurdle 5, so I was right on the outside, so I didn't see anyone. Right. So I'm not normally like the fastest like starter. I normally get like my last 100 is like what I'm renowned for. Everyone knows that I finish fast. And then I kind of went out. I got to like hurdle 6, and I'm like, where is everyone? I was expected to be overtaken by like 4 people here, and I've absolutely overcooked it. But it was just like. That was the plan was I need to put myself in the race because I end up leaving myself too much to do on the home straight. Right. And then so this time I put myself in the race, and I got to hurdle 8, and I was like, I'm sweating. I'm absolutely cooked. I've got nothing left. But that was kind of a mixture of like the atmosphere, the conditions. Like it wasn't a fast race. That the race that weekend that should have been like the top 3 guys we've all been like the same time all year. And putting in a competitive race like that is everyone's gonna. Yeah, everyone brings their A game, and they do. So that race should have been so much faster, but it was really windy. The wind was terrible. Like it was like proper, like it was like kind of helpful for a bit, and then it like stopped you running completely. Oh, it was like hurdle 5 to hurdle 6 was a long way. It just got a lot further. So yeah, it was one of those things, but it's part of the learning experience. Really, I wasn't really that. Obviously, I was gutted to not medal, but at the same time, I can't expect too much because I've not done any racing. Yeah. I've done like a couple of hurdle sessions in the last like 8 weeks, so I can't really expect too much from that. So that was it's a bit like obviously the main aim was to medal there because it puts me in good contention for world champs at the end of the year, but stuff happens, doesn't it? So
this episode is sponsored by All Star Dance and Fitness Academy. All Star Dance and Fitness Academy offer a variety of classes to suit all ages and abilities, from ballet to musical theatre, from heels to gymnastics. They have classes at Summers Road, St Gabriel's Holton and St George's Hill Morton. They also run holiday clubs at Leamington Hastings Church of England Academy in school holidays, jam-packed with fun and creative activities. If that wasn't enough, they also offer children's party entertainment, from dance parties to teepee sleepovers. They handle every detail to ensure a memorable and stress-free celebration. Get in touch today for more information and free trials. Minus the weather conditions, when you're in a race like that and you think, I need to dig deep here to finish, where does your mind go? Like, how do you mentally finish?
Well, I kind of so the weekend I was pretty much like, go. I need to go. I was in the block. I was like, right, I need to send it, and I sent it over hurdle 2, and that's where I kind of should have pulled back. So I pretty much like run like flat out to hurdle 5 rather than doing what I'd planned to do, and I kind of got there and I was like, what have I done here? And I was kind of like, why? Where is everyone? Firstly, because I'm expecting to come back fast. But it's one of those things. It's like you got to try things sometimes, and it's at the end of the day, it really making that much difference. I'm like, it's not the end of my world. Like, obviously, I'm a bit gutted, but at the same time, I went in 4th and I came out 4th, so not really that bothered. And that's, I've been out for 6 weeks. I can't expect too much. So, I could there's still time. I've got to the end of the month to basically run faster than one of them. So we'll see. Basically, yeah, is what it is.
You kind of mentioned, when you said you, in theory, should have probably turned down China. Is that because of the recovery and the jet lag?
No, it's literally just to do with it started my season a little bit earlier. I would have had an extra week or 2 of hurdling, or would have started hurdles earlier in the year. I kind of came back and went straight into racing. So I did some hurdling when I was in China, because obviously it's not my main focus isn't really flat. But I can do all the same work as them, and then add some hurdles in, which is end up what we did. And I was already in good enough shape to run the flat anyway, so it didn't really make that much difference whether, because when you're out there, you've done all the work, so there's not much more you can do, if that makes sense.
Yep.
The whole point of winter training is to do all the work. So me, flying out there and doing different sessions for a week, or doing 2 races, it was just But I think it was just because obviously there is the idea that obviously it was a long flight and stuff like that. I would have had to taken a few days back each side to adjust to it, but I don't sleep very well anyway, so it kind of didn't make a difference to me. Everyone was really jet lagged, and I've gone straight in and done 10 100s off the bat, and everyone's like, "Are you running that fast already?" I'm like, "I'm absolutely fine. I don't sleep anyway, so
it's just the new normal."
It's crazy.
yeah."
You think you would sleep a lot?
I do try.
Training?
I do try. I sleep enough.
Yeah.
I would say that's one thing that I have got a lot better on. That's, I think, I'm putting it down to unsponsored, but the Whoop. I started using that as it's been a really good tool for me to track everything. And that was the thing. The first thing I was on, I was like, I need to sleep. It says you've got sleep debt, and I'm like,
I've heard good
I'll be
things
struggling
about
with
that.
that. There's definitely pros and cons of it. Some people don't like it. It depends what you're doing. I think for me, as an elite athlete, it's perfect.
Yeah.
But then I think I don't know what you'd get out of it for a desk job, for instance. So I don't know what they'd, I don't know if you sit in an office 9 to 5 and then go and do a yoga session. I don't know how helpful and beneficial that's going to be.
Probably not.
But for me, I think I find it quite useful. And literally the biggest thing was literally being my entire group have it. So there's 14 of us in a group chat, and on Whoop, and it's every morning it was everyone would compare and go oh, you lot suck, have you tried sleeping? It was so who had the highest recovery score, who's got the best heart rate. It's proper nerdy stuff, but that's only athletes can, I feel only athletes would, care about that.
Yeah.
My mum and dad are not bothered, you know what I mean? They would not, they're all right.
And I suppose you're all competitive anyway, so do you ever compete on that?
Yeah, so I think, to be fair, I think it's kind of tailed off a little bit. It used to be, everyone used to be proper competing all the time for who's got the most strain. It's I'm the hardest working, I'm the most gritty, it's one of them ones. But now I think when it comes to racing, it is very much individual, because we're all on different schedules at the moment, which is difficult. So we spend a lot of the time, so winter it's pretty much we do compete with each other quite a lot, which is good and bad, because it's nice to, I've done the whole training on my own thing, and I didn't like it. It's really hard to be motivated. If you're just not on it for a session and you just run slow, there's no one to push you. Whereas I think that's what's good about my training groups. No one wants to lose.
Yeah.
So it's definitely good and bad, because sometimes we've had the tendency to race reps rather than like, so we do 400 meters. So running 120 meters from the start. So we're not doing the rest of the race. So we just gun it and flat out, completely anti anything that we're training for. But it's like an ego thing. And that's the biggest thing. Our group is so like ego, but it's really good, because I wouldn't change my group for anything. Like we obviously had, so after my race, there was three of my group were, so there's me, Jake and Sam we all trained together. We're both in the we were all three of us were in the final at British Champs yesterday. And all of us got pulled to anti-doping. So we were all like, well, firstly, I was like, I don't know why you're taking me. I came fourth. There was nothing impressive about that. And then it was kind of like, but then someone thinks something's going on, because all three of us have been pulled in out of the entire race, like the three people in the same training group. Was it a coincidence? You know, it could have just happened. But like, we're obviously doing something right, because, you know, there's people being like, oh, we want to join your group. How to join your group? And then that's the thing my coach is struggling with at the moment. It's like, he can't, like, he's got to the position of being able to be like, yeah, we'll have you. And then now we're like an elite group, and it's like, we can't just accept everyone now.
Yeah.
You know, no one's
That's
we
a
haven't
nice
enough
place to
time.
be, though.
Yeah, but it is nice, but also then it becomes like, you don't want to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
That I've always been the advocate of, like, give people opportunities, because I've never had them. I didn't get them myself. You know, it's like I was always the next person to be picked on a team. So I went out to like competitions and all that, and I'd come third, and they were like, "Oh, there's only 2 spots." I'm like, "You can take 3 people. There's no one telling you can't."
Yeah.
But then they didn't take me, and I was just like, so I'm always the advocate of give people chances, because you know, you don't know what might happen. But there's got to be a certain point where you give someone a chance, and if someone's just really slow, are they going to improve dramatically? Like, probably not.
No.
But it's not my job. It's not my, well, I'm not the coach, but I think he kind of, so basically I said that to him, you know, I've said, you know, it's not our choice. It's your choice as the coach. But he's also been like, I don't want to take someone who you lot firstly won't get on with, because what's the point?
Yeah.
And I don't see progressing anyway. So that's it's difficult now, because I think the entire group's growing up, in terms of we're all now like the next level up. And then, which has meant coaching wise, we've had to change it again. So he literally sent me yesterday, we're changing the training plan again next year to add more stuff, to do more.
Wow.
Because there's certain aspects that we've missed this year that will benefit next year.
So have you been with the same group and the same coach for a long time?
So my coach he's going to kill me now. How old is he? 30?
Okay.
31. He's not very old. Not an old coach at all.
Yes, the old, thank you.
So he used to do so he used to obviously compete. So his mum was my first coach
Okay.
at the track. So he used to run himself. He was very injured, got into it. And so he was my coach in 2016, 17, 18. So when I went to like the Commonwealth Youth Games and stuff, when I moved to uni, he was coming up my first year. But it was just like, it was just Loughborough, like, we'll pay you £1,000, and he's like, I'm going up and down the motorway, it cost me more than that in petrol, let alone time. So from there I moved groups for 2 years. Did I do 2 years? I don't know. Well, we had COVID 1 year, so I was kind of like, didn't really do anything anyway.
At least you're honest.
Yeah. I actually went, and that was when I started my 5K journey, and
Oh,
I went,
yeah,
this is
everyone
not for
did
me.
Oh, the couch to 5K.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, everyone was doing it.
I went, it looks easy. I'll go and beat everyone anyway. And then did it. So I literally was just like, that's just my competitive edge. So I'm doing no training for it. I'll just do 1 5K a week. And I got down to like 17 and a half minutes. So I was like, I'm pretty pleased with that. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I started at 25 and I stopped twice. I stopped and paused on 25 minutes, by the way. So that was the whole. So since then, and then I moved back from uni. 2023. Yeah, so I've been back with my coach. So I kind of had like a brief stint.
Yeah.
But in that time, he was then coaching my brother. So my brother went and won European juniors.
Oh, wow.
For under 20s, and then he's the European indoor 400 meter record holder for under 20s as well.
That's amazing.
So like,
Really just
runs the family. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah. And so since then he's had like awful injuries. He's had 2 stress fractures in his foot, in the same foot. So he's kind of like backseated athletics. So it's kind of like my coach had me, then had my brother, and now he's got me back again. So it's kind of like he's always had a fast Faulds.
Yeah.
Ed is coming back this year. He's doing some running. He went and did a session like 2 days ago after doing 3 weeks of training, 2 weeks straight, like one running session and then some gym. And he went and like just finished just behind one of the boys, and we were like,
Oh my god.
"What is the point? What have we been doing the last 3 years that he's come back and just run immediately as fast as we have?"
Oh wow.
But he's so talented. But I think it is just
And he's younger than you.
yeah,
Oh,
2 years younger than me.
you'll be competing then soon.
Yeah. Well, luckily I do the hurdles. So
Yeah.
But I do want to try, before he gets back to running as well as he can, I want to try and take his record first. Then at least I've got something. Then he's got something to aim for. I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
faster than you. But at the moment, I haven't even done a 400 meters outside of indoors. So
It'll give him some motivation to get back.
yeah, I think it did for a point, and then it was kind of like he very much gave the whole athletics thing a big like 3 years. So he was signed by Puma, so he was sponsored to run.
Amazing.
So which was great, but the whole time he was injured.
Yeah.
So he'd had operations, scans, done rehab. He'd come back, raced like one race, run an outrageous radius bit, and then fractured his foot again.
Oh.
Yeah, so literally he ran twice in the time to get back, and then did his foot again. He was like, "No, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm just gonna go and work." So he's now an estate agent.
Fair enough.
Earning the money.
Yeah, he's like, well, he runs in the family. I think we can just talk. So he sell ice to an Eskimo. He's pretty good at it, to be fair to him. So I think it's one of those things. It's now trying to get him back.
Yeah.
It's going to be difficult, but
Yeah.
that's going to be on him, not on me.
I want to ask a question about like your training, because you've briefly touched on it. So what kind of does like a day in a life work for you? Because obviously you mentioned that you teach swimming.
Yeah. So at the moment, I'm doing a little bit less teaching because I haven't really. I'm not committing to a set shift every week at the moment because it's just like I'm just never here.
Mhm.
So sometimes
We know.
I might be here. I might be here. I might not be. Like 1 week, I'm in Spain on Thursday and I'll be back on Sunday because I'm racing. Like it's like the summer's difficult. So it typically is we train at 10:30 until 2 o'clock ish, and then I'll go to work in the evening. Say like 4 till 7. Just going to swim teach for a couple of hours, and that's pretty much my life. It's quite boring, quite tedious, but it's one of those things where I've kind of got to do what I got to do.
Yeah, you want to be the best at something. You
Yeah.
have to sacrifice a few things, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. So like, as everyone goes up, your friends work and stuff like that. So I don't see my friends a lot at all, which is pretty much why I'm on the PlayStation all the time because it's the only time I speak to them.
Yeah.
So I go and I literally spend like 3 hours on the PlayStation at the end of the evening just because that's the only time I speak to
It's
my
a
friends.
wind down time, though.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Oh, that's the only time we get to bully each other, which is good.
Let it
And
all out.
insult each other on FIFA. Like that's pretty much it. So that's kind of one thing that is difficult. So I would like to see them all, but to be honest with you, they're all full of plan anyway, so it's not on me. they all complain that we don't see each other anyway, and I was like, well, it's not on me. So
That's part of adult life, isn't it?
Yeah, big
That's
time.
why you try to organise it with your
Yeah.
friends. And it's like, well, I'm free in 6 months.
Yeah.
that's what I mean. We end up making a spreadsheet in group
Oh
chat.
my God.
And fill in the weekends you're free, and I'm like, sorry lads, I can't commit to anything this because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even know what I'm doing on Tuesday, let alone what I'm doing on the 15th of October. Do you know what I mean? So, I think that's one thing, isn't it? I think it's just. I don't think that's just due to elite sport. I think it's just growing up, isn't it? So,
Yeah. So this year seems to have been a big turning point for you.
Mhm.
Talk to us about that.
Yeah, I think it's just years and years of just being consistent. Because as I say, like that's been the hardest to motivate to do that. Like I had that dip year where I ran slower, and I was literally just like, why am I doing this? Like I'm running around the track for absolutely no purpose. I've run slower. I'm not going to make anything out of this time that I've run. It was completely pointless. Pretty much just wasted a year when I could have been going out or whatever and doing exploring. But no, I did. But no, it was like consistency was the biggest thing. I think it's not about. So I saw someone actually who I run with. Actually, he's quite prominent on Instagram and TikTok and stuff like that because he's trying to obviously make money, which is fair enough, like Instagram influencer type of thing. But around his training, and he literally said, it's not about. He's obviously seen it somewhere because he's not that influential, but he pretty much just said like it's not about like go and give 100% and then have 3 weeks off. It's like 80% all the time is going to get way more out of it. So that's pretty much like the days you don't feel great, I've still got to go and do it. Or it's raining outside,
Still got to do it.
Yeah, literally, I've put your coat on. Like, so it's. I think that was the biggest thing, is just consistency. Stayed on it with training. I didn't miss. I barely missed anything in terms of like. That was one thing I think I have done before. It's like, you know, you finish a session, I'm just like, I can't be asked to gym, because it's just another hour and a half that I'm here. But I think this year it was just like, I need to do it because, you know, I've been injured, and there's reasons why I've been injured. So try and minimize those. So it's days are long and tiring, but you know, you go and run. That was the hardest thing about winter. You go and run in the freezing cold, absolutely melt yourself, and you got to wait until your hands warm up so you can gym. So it was just like, but yeah, it's just consistency. I think is the biggest thing for me this year, and I think believing I can do it. So I've been good enough.
Yeah.
It's just about putting it together. Like, I go and run a fast time, and it's just like, all right, well, what are you gonna do with that now? Because you haven't got to put it anywhere. So it's trying to do it, replicate it, go and do it more. The more times you run it, the better it looks, isn't it? The more money you make at the end of the day. And then just consistent and motivation was just like.
Are you feeling good at the minute with it all? Do you feel it like mentally? Like
It's like this. I'll be honest, the year is like that. So I went through a massive high. So I had European, British champs indoor, won a medal. Then Europeans, won a medal again. Then came back and up again because I went row relays and thought I'd run terrible. And then ended up, I ran faster than I'd ever run before. Like the relay split, I was like, oh, it was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Like that was like, that fits in with everyone else's relay split. And it's just kind of like one of those, after that, I was like, I'm not just like an average, that is a fast time, like for anyone.
Yeah.
So anyone looking back at that and going, oh, you split this, it's like, Christ, that's quick.
Yeah.
And then went up again, had my opener, ran fast. Up again, had Belgium, like where I ran my PB and was the B standard for world champs, straight to third in Europe, 12th in the world. And it was just like, and then after that, it was then difficult because there was not much further I can go. So I'd raced. They'd gone raced. They were fast. They were still fast, but they weren't as quick. And then we got injured, and it just went straight down because obviously I couldn't do anything. You know, and that was the biggest thing, was staying motivated through that, because it was, my injury was not just like, oh, I've torn a hamstring. There's a nice route you can follow. It was like, I've done a tendon, which is you're supposed to rest, you're supposed to load it. We're just like, what am I supposed to do? Someone's like, you can run flat out, you'll be fine, and then someone else is like, don't even bother moving. Like, I'm just like, so that was the hardest thing, was knowing where we go with it, and that's another learning thing for as a group. I think as my coach is young, we're all learning. So we've had the whole, you know, we've had injuries, we've had how to rebuild things, and that is just part of the learning curve. I feel like it's process. So yeah, it's, as you say, like trying to stay motivated through that has been difficult, because it was like this weekend I came in, I'm like, I want to win, but I've got to then think, these guys have been racing, they're in the peak of their shape. I've had 6 weeks of barely moving, let alone I'm not in the same shape I was in May, in start of June, like, because I've not done anything. I've not been able to stay at that level. I still think I am at that level, but I know that's just mental thing now, because I'm coming back. Maybe I'm like, oh, I could have another second season, which is kind of the aim, which is what I'm hoping for, but we'll find out, I guess. Because now I can, yeah, exactly that. Now I can run again. It is very much like, yeah, I want to do as best hungry. I can, yeah. And obviously the main aim was world champs after running that time at the start of the year, but you know, there's 3 guys that, well, no one thought I was going to run that fast. Then I ran that fast, and I didn't think anyone else was going to run faster than me, and everyone's gone, and we've all like stepped up a level. It's like crazy this year. Like the event is like, no one went sub what I ran last year, and then 4 of us have done it. So it's just like the whole sport's moved. So I can't like expect too much, because at the end of the day, there's 3 guys faster than me. Like, what, I can't, you know, why do I
do what you can do?
Yeah, exactly that. So yeah, like that was sort of like trying to motivate, because I knew I could, you know, if I can get back, I just want to make the start line. But yeah, going forward now for the rest of like the next month, it's pretty much just going to do some races, and I'm just going to enjoy it, I think, now, because I don't need to
I think enjoying it
No
is such
pressure.
a big
Mhm.
part
Yeah.
of it, because the last thing you want to do is be going out and just thinking, what am I doing?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly that. It's just like, sometimes it's just like, why am I here? But that was that down year that I had. I am just like, I'm running so slow. I'm like, I've run these time like 3 years ago. Like the times I ran that year as well, I could run backwards now. Like it's crazy. But it's one of those things where it is just staying motivated to do it. And I think that's why I've run fast this year and got to the level I am, is because I've just been like, I've put in the work.
Consistently motivated.
Yeah. Like,
Probably being in a group as well helps with that. Like you said,
Yeah.
training on your own just wasn't for you.
yeah. And the group push you. Like, my group is so supportive. Like, obviously, we all try and race each other, but at the end of the day, there's no one that supports us more than each other.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's really nice.
Yeah, we're all like each other's biggest fans.
Yeah.
And obviously, it's like, obviously, we all compete against each other, which is the bottom line. And obviously, you don't want to get beat by someone. But it's just like, at the end of the day, I know they're putting in the work as well.
Yeah.
We're in together.
Yeah.
Like, everyone wants it as much as each other. So, it's whatever happens, really. So it's nice to be in that environment where that's the thing now as well. Like, taking people on, is it going to be people that are going to want to commit to it?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want, you're not taking half-hearted people that are going,
No.
I might do it.
Oh, it brings
don't fancy
the
today."
mood of the team down as well,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Yeah. We also we'll just gripe each other as well.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you don't want it. Obviously, you might as well go and tell him that you want to use it next year. Or turn to him now and look at him in the session and say, you can't wait to use it all year. Like, it's like that sort of thing that we just go on each other. And I think people would like come in and go like, you lot are horrible to each other. And we are absolutely awful to each other, but it's just like, it's
Motivation.
funny.
Yeah.
That's just the type of group we are, which is just good fun.
You've got to be able to have a laugh with it all as well. Though.
Yeah. I think it's quite when it gets to race day, it is a serious sport.
Yeah.
So you've got to have a laugh and a joke when you can, really, because it is so. I still get obviously nervous now. Like, I'm on the start, I'm like, I am shaking. That could be from the outrageous amount of caffeine I've had. But it's like, it is one of those things. I'm still like, my heart is sinking.
Are you all similar ages in your training group?
So yeah, relatively. Everyone's like mid-20s. Marv's 30, but he doesn't age. He's in the best shape he's ever been in his entire life.
Just
and
a
he's
vampire.
so much faster. So he's like the person. I think because we're like the oldest two now.
Right.
Like, I'm 25 and I'm oldest member in my group. Like it's crazy. But I think we're quite close. And it's just like seeing me do what I've done this year has pushed him on, and vice versa. Like we're just like, everyone's just works off each other, which is really nice. But yeah, like no one's going anywhere really for the next few years, and we're just gonna hopefully just get better and better, which is
For sure.
great.
Yeah.
But it's also quite daunting because people are going to expect things now, because with the groups at the level it is.
Yeah, we'll be looking out for your name.
Yeah. Have you got any race day rituals or superstitions?
So I wear like a sleeve on my left calf.
Okay.
But it started off by I had shin splints.
Okay. Painful.
So the only way to manage it was the compression sleeve. But now it's like my thing, and I can't rate. If that was like, if I don't wear it, I'm like, I can't run.
Yeah.
Can't run. It's just like, it's part of my outfit. It's part of my persona. And I see people like rocking up with like one sleeve. I'm like, you've never done that before. You fancy me? Like, why are you doing that?
I am a fashion icon.
Yeah, generally, I'm just like, what is this? I feel like Kim Kardashian at the track.
It's really like how you fancy.
We used to, if for street dance, we used to have like a pair of black boots, and we would wear them like religiously. And I remember standing on a pin, like in a board. Didn't know it was there until like the second time I went to put them on, and I was like, oh my god, this pin is there. Refused to take it out.
Yeah, no.
Because I thought I've never gone wrong
Yeah.
wearing these boots with this pin in.
Yeah.
So I'm not taking it out now.
No, it's just like stuff I do on race day has been so consistent over the last few years. Like, I'll have my caffeine at a certain time. I'll have my paracetamol. That's crucial on a race day.
What? What do you mean?
Well, because I'm always, as an athlete, there's always something that hurts.
Right.
Every day something hurts, and my group go on at me all the time because I'm always like, oh yeah, it hurts, and they always take the mick out of me. They're like, oh, you always complain. Like, they're literally, they just know me. I'm just the moaner.
I was just saying moaning Myrtle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I complain all the time. So it's like something hurts, and then I go and absolutely mop them up on the sessions. So, they're like, it can't have been too bad, but it's literally just pop 2 paracetamol in, pain goes away, I'm healed.
Is this before a race?
Yeah.
Just before?
Yeah.
And mixed with your caffeine, that's just extra caffeine.
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah.
Your rocket, literally.
Yeah, so I try not to drink too much like coffee and stuff like that. I have like 1 or 2. As I went through I didn't like coffee at all.
No.
And then you get old, don't you? And then you
No,
realise.
I don't like coffee still.
Love coffee.
I just
Do you
don't think
drink tea,
I'm
though?
mature.
Drink
No. Only green tea or peppermint.
A fruit shoot.
Yeah, literally.
Capri Sun.
Yeah. But yeah, no, like I never really drink it, and now like I quite like the taste of it. But I have a mocha because I'm still a child.
I'll
So I
go
still
for a
want hot
white
chocolate, hasn't it?
mocha.
It's got to be hot chocolate, just with an adult hot chocolate.
Yeah,
just with
just
so like
Coffee.
I'll have like one of those maybe a couple of times a week, but nothing crazy. Because then on race day, when I have 250 milligrams, it hits me.
Yeah.
Then I can't sleep. But it's just got to suck it up. I think really.
Just gotta go with
You
it.
know how you've said you have to have things at a certain time? So when you went to China, how did you manage that then? Was it just
The same.
during
Same, it's
their
ju-
time?
Yeah, no, yeah. So you just get onto their time, and then it's the same. So I still have my caffeine 45 minutes before,
Yeah.
regardless of. Well, I'm not gonna have it at 6 a.m.
Oh, there's something I'll do. I'll be like,
you know what I mean?
that's something I do. Like, right, UK time zone, I need to have this then.
Yeah, no, I was quite good, I think, at getting in on their time zone because it was just like, I think we flew at a good time. It was a well planned trip. So we flew at like lunchtime here, and then we landed obviously the following day at like 3 p.m. So we didn't have to stay up that long. So it's pretty much like everyone's obviously knackered. But it was pretty much, then get straight on the time zone and we went out into the city, had some dinner, and then came home and went to sleep. And I was like, the next day, 8 o'clock, I was immediately fine.
fine.
I didn't struggle with sleeping, whereas there's some people that were like still up at like 4 a.m. because they couldn't sleep.
Oh my
And I
god.
was like, have you tried sleeping?
Just try.
Just give it a go. Like, just try it, because it might help.
So, what is a track or a city that you have competed in that's left like a lasting impression?
In terms for what is a good thing or a bad thing?
Yeah, either.
Good thing. Stockholm.
Okay.
So we raced like just outside Stockholm. That city is so nice. It's so many things to do there,
Yeah.
and so many sites. Like we went to that stadium and stuff, where the track is.
Mhm.
So there's like the main stadium in where like the biggest races are. We went and had a look. They've literally just like you can just like look through the little fence. It's so like different, their whole like thing. But there's so much to do there. There's like museums, went to ice cream shop, that was so good. There's like loads of little coffee shops. It was a really nice city. And then we went and like joined in with the locals and watched the football.
Oh, awesome.
So I think that was quite nice because that's like the only time I really go out. I think that's the biggest thing is obviously I travel around a lot. I don't really see anything.
Yeah.
But there's like to and fro. It's like some days I'm like, I like to, but after a race I just want to go home. So it is like difficult because when I went and raced in Madrid, I went out earlier and we went to the city a bit. I didn't go out. I only went for like an hour though because it's like I don't really do too much. It's 37 degrees. I was like, I'm not gonna get heat stroke and then ruin my race. So that's the bottom line is it's just like what is ever going to be left for my race, which is kind of sad because you're in Madrid. You've got time to go and explore. And I couldn't, and I was just like, so we did go and find a little coffee shop and just sat there, which was nice. But like, I don't really do a lot of exploring. So I think Stockholm's the only time I've really explored. That was nice. And a bad place. Where did I go? Well, I did a race in France, and I'd booked a late flight without looking at a map. So I'd gone, like, I said to my agent, I was like, oh, let's book us someone at like 9 o'clock and I'll fly back late because I can spend the day in France. Well, he didn't tell me either, did he? I mean, he normally tells me a lot of things. Like, he does not tell me that. So I spent the entire day, everyone had left, in the middle of a forest in France. I was an hour and a half away from Marseille where I thought I could spend the day.
Don't tell me you missed your flight.
No, I made the
Okay.
flight. I made the flight with plenty of time. I was well early to the airport because there was nothing else for me to do. I was sat in a hotel room on my own after the race. I was like, well, I've watched the entirety of Netflix now. What am I supposed to do now? So, but that's now it is really difficult because I'd like to be able to do like where I do a race and have like the money and the funding to be able to spend the next week. So if I do one race there, then I can spend 3 days there and then fly to the next one. I'd be fine because I can actually do some exploring. But it is a lot of just back and forth.
Yeah.
It's like fly to Italy on the Thursday, get back on the Sunday. Wednesday, I'm flying to Spain. Race like I don't have a lot of time to do anything else. So it's good. I've been to so many places, but I end up buying a fridge magnet from the airport because I don't go out.
Is there a favourite track that you've been on?
Yeah, the Brussels track is where I run my PB 2 years in a row, so that's my favourite track.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like it can't be anything else other than that.
No.
Yeah, I ran my PB there twice, and it's always
It's a
been
lucky track.
it's been wet as well, raining as well. Yeah, I've run it on a rainy track in Belgium twice.
That leads you
I
nicely.
was just say that leads on quite well. How much of an impact does the weather have on your training and your comp days?
Training is maybe not so much because we're all a lot of us are in the UK, so everyone's getting the same weather really. Some of one of the guys is based in Loughborough, one of the guys is based in London, and the guy's based in Wales. So like, we're not like dissimilar on any sort of
It's always raining.
adventure we get really. It's if it's snowing here, it's snowing there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of similar. So in terms of training, I'd say not too much, unless there's like snow and you can't run on the track, then it's a little bit difficult. But racing wise, the wind, if it's a strong wind, it really does impact different people differently. So if it's in my face on the back straight, it actually benefits me because I get quite close to the hurdles anyway. Whereas someone else who is quite long and rangy, a tailwind down the back helps them because they can run fast out. They can run out hard and run fast, and it's not going to take any energy out of them. So it is just like, yeah, the wind is, I think it's big, and I think that's one thing that I need to be better at is being able to basically run the same time regardless of the wind. And that's something that I've struggled with this year because the stride pattern I use is quite unconventional. In terms of there's not many. I do more strides than everyone else. So I do 15 strides between each hurdle, which is kind of unconventional. There's only like one other bloke who is like renowned for it, one of the American guy who had like the American record and stuff for years, but he did the same stride pattern as me, but he was 5'6", so he had to do that stride pattern.
Yeah.
Whereas it was one of those things of I don't feel like I'm as good on the other leg. So it's something I've just not really done because, I've done it, but I don't get any benefit. So I might get a slight gain there, but I get more loss there because I'm tired. So it's quite an unconventional stride pattern, which is what we're changing next year. I think we're going to try to, so I can just absolutely send it and see what happens. And it'll be more efficient. But yeah, that's the problem with the event, I think, is in terms of my stride pattern doesn't suit if it's windy. And if it's windy, then I'm really impacted more. That's more so than other people are.
It's a random question. So how would you train for the wind? Do you have like a big wind machine?
That's just a difficult one to be honest with you, because I still don't know. Normally rugby is one of the windiest tracks on earth. I'm convinced. We're all convinced that we're like, well, if you can train here, you can train anywhere, which is why we think we've run so fast, because it is like
You're just used to it.
Extreme wind conditions down there. It's like severely windy or it's still.
Yeah.
There's no in between. So you just run into the wind over there, or then we could start the other side of the track and run the other way, or run with the tailwind and stuff like that. So you can train with it.
Do you run with the parachutes?
No. We run with like resistance, like belts and stuff like that. So you've got similar sort of thing. Yeah, it's called an exogene. It's like a rope, and it runs through a carabiner sort of thing, and it has like tensioner, so you can add more or less to it. So
Oh,
yeah,
that's cool.
sometimes but they go for like acceleration stuff. So I don't use them as much. I think I'm going to use them more next year. I think that's one thing that we've said. Like I've said, we're changing it up a little bit to do a little bit more stuff where I can not sacrifice days to do hurdles.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what we've done this year.
Be interesting to see your new approach next year and see where you place and things like that.
Yeah, I'm hoping, because then next year. So this is the biggest thing. The whole problem I'm having at the moment is because it's unfunded. I don't make a lot of money at all. Like it is, I can't lie. I'm not well off at all. I'm like struggling. But it's kind of like I've got to do what I've got to do. So there's people that I'm expected to race and compete against people that are getting paid 100 grand a year.
Wow.
And I'm getting.
I didn't
nothing.
expect that.
Yeah, no, I'm getting there's one of the top guy in Belgium has been sponsored for years because he's done it. He's been there, which is fair enough. But now I battered him every race, and he still gets paid more than me. You know, I go and run an outrageous time that could be worth. If I go and run that in a diamond league, I get 10 grand, but the race I've done it in, I get 500 quid.
Wow.
I don't get any time bonuses, so that's the thing. I had a joke with my agent. I was like, you know, if I get near the British record, I'm going to slow down because I'm not getting paid the bonus. If you're a contracted athlete and you've run the British record, you get 25, 30 grand for your contract.
Wow.
And I was like, I'd get nothing. I said, like, obviously, I was like, I did joke, and I said I'd pull back, and so I didn't run the time, because then I'd say, you sign me now, and then I'll go and run it next week.
Yeah.
But then it was also like, yeah, I would obviously not do that, but it was like but the points of stand, I don't get anything. I wouldn't get paid for it.
Wow.
I'd get a well done, you're British record holder.
Gold
I'd get something from that, obviously,
Yeah.
because, you know, I'd be the best there ever was. But yeah, like, I'm 7th on the all-time list now, and I'm getting nothing.
So how do you get to a point where you are being paid?
It's just whatever the brands want. A few years ago, they didn't matter how many followers you had on Instagram, and now, you know, it's
about yeah.
Or if I was a high rocks athlete, I'd be
Yeah.
a millionaire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
So,
everywhere at the minute.
It's, you know, they're massive now, and you see all the high rocks influencers. Everyone watches that.
Yeah.
But that's where the money is. So I can't slate them for it.
No.
And obviously, I go because I always said, I said to my training partner, I was like, should we just go and do one and just go and win it? Because there was a pair of girls that did it who were athletes. So they both did the 400 hurdles, and they went and won the high rocks by 3.5 minutes. They won the UK one.
Wow.
And I'm just like, should we just go and do it as well? Like,
Yeah.
obviously they've done a bit of training for it. One of them, I think, she'd done a full year, but the other girl, she raced the same competition I had the year before, so I don't know how much training she'd done for a high rock. She went there, they went and won it by 3.5 minutes.
That's incredible.
So I'm like, can't be that hard.
We'll keep an eye out for when you do.
yeah.
But I might have to, because that might be the only way I can start getting paid. Make more money for doing that.
Part time, like
I did say, I was like, I had a joke. I was like, I'll go and do a high rocks and then go do a park run. I'll get paid more for both of those two things than I will do for my actual career.
You need to start documenting everything on
Yeah.
TikTok or something.
Yeah, I have thought about that, but it's also like
It's time. It's a lot of
time, and I wouldn't know how to start. I don't want to. So I'm quite like, I want to post things that are good.
Yeah.
I don't just want to post for the sake of posting. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for sure.
But that's what Instagram is, isn't it? It's the algorithm. The more you post, the more comments you get, the more likes you get, the more you get outreach. But I don't want to do that because I feel like my friends would be like, "Oh, you're posting again." Like I slate, like when we slate one of our mates, I'm like, you don't have to post everything with words on it. Like you know, like he posts all of his photos as like it's like one of his photos is like a retro photo and he's got like writing on it, and I was like, you know that's a writing your photo. Like we rinsed him for it in the group chat. But that's sort of thing. Like that's what I mean. I don't.
But I think
I'm
if
not-
you did it on TikTok, people are genuinely interested to see how you train, what you
Yeah.
do, like, and then
What you
and then
eat,
and then people are
It's
like,
putting it together and it's doing it. So I started doing that. I did start doing it because I was like, that it might be a way forward for me. So I did at the start of the year. I was like, I'm going to do training weeks. I did 5 days, and that was it. I was like, I'm done now. I've released 5 videos. That was my entire year. I was like, I can't do it because it was just repetitive. I was like, how does this get views? Because I'm doing the same thing every day. There's only so many times that someone's going to watch me eat my breakfast or go to the track or do my gym session because that's all I'm doing.
yeah, you just need to switch it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Switch things up. We'll give you a plan.
Give me some.
Start hula hooping.
But it's also like I don't want to then just make rubbish content. Like,
Yeah, it
absolute
needs to be.
idiots.
Yeah,
Like I see videos on the Instagram, you're like, they're cool.
there needs to be
They're
a
cool
purpose
videos.
as
I
well.
want to make a cool video like that. I don't want to make some bog standard average video of me eating a banana or like doing a rundown, doing a block start.
So finally, what advice would you give to any younger athletes that are juggling like multiple sports or facing disappointment in selection?
Juggling one, I got asked this the other day, and actually I was like, so someone's saying, there was a kid, I did a school assembly,
That's cool.
and the kid asked me, like, he plays football and stuff like that, but he wants to do this, and I said, like, at the end of the day, what do you want?
Yeah.
What do you want? Do you want to become a fresh footballer, or do you just do it for the social? Because my youngest brother plays rugby, and I think for him it was very much like I feel like he was like scared to try because he wasn't really as good as me, and he's just worried he wasn't going to be as good. I think he's like different personalities to me, and Ed are very similar. And Harry's like an opposite personality. Like he's quite sensitive to a lot of things, which is mental because he's 6'4" and built like a house now. Like he's huge. But he played rugby now, like for the social kind of, because that's where his friends are. He works full time, and that's the time he gets out to mess about. So he'll go and play rugby, and then they'll go out and ruin their weekend. it's what you want from it. So like I said, like if you want to become a professional footballer, do everything you can to become a professional footballer. You might not be able to go to the park and play football with your mates or go to a party with your friends, but like, what do you want? So for me, it's very much, I'd say, if you want something, work at it, because I've never had anything gifted to me. I've not been sponsored. I've not been. This is the first year I've actually been on a program that actually supports me. That luckily I've had it this year because it's paid for all like my scans and stuff like that, which I would not have been able to afford if I hadn't. I've had treatments, scans, consultancies, like I would well in the thousands that I would not have been able to pay for if I wasn't on it. So thankful this year that I'm on it, but like that shows you the last few years I've not been on anything. I've had no access to anything like that. I've had like no money. I don't do this sport for the money because I'm skint, but it's just like, it's one of those things where at some point I'm hoping, that I'll find something or someone that maybe wants to support me.
Yeah.
There are like my club and stuff have helped me out this year. Like they had like the ladies running group had like a fundraiser and they paid for my warm weather training in April, which was quite nice. And I was just like, nothing will ruin me to tears, but I'm sat on that stage and I'm like,
Aww.
like it was really like, it was quite emotional actually. But like, it was just like have people that supported you. It was quite nice. And I was like, must be nice for all these people in the last like 6 years that have all got that. And I've got absolutely nothing, but it's one of those things. I think if you want something, you've got
to work for it.
Yeah. Cause at the end of the day, like you're not gonna be able to do it forever. Like I'm not gonna be able to run forever. Like we will see so I speak to some of the vets athletes at the track and they were like, oh, you're doing really well. And they're like, oh, when you get to my age, I'm like, there's absolutely no danger of that. When I get 35 plus, you will not see me on a track. Never. I'm done. I'm done. I'm literally, as soon as I can go back, I will go and play rugby. Like, just because.
Enjoy it.
I want to do something.
Yeah.
I'll do something. Like, I couldn't completely backseat everything.
I think if you've always been sporty as well, like
sports
always
family, but always around sport. Like,
for sure.
Sport's always on the TV. It's always like, it's just around it. My mum plays netball and then complains about her knees all the time. But she's like, but then I feel like that's her thing. She likes to go and do that.
Yeah, for sure.
So like, you feel like you got to have something. I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Your way out.
Very good for your mental health as well.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to finally get you on the pod.
Yeah, sorry, I've just talked for like an hour.
No, it's
good.
Perfect. But we're really excited to see where the next few years take you and wish you every success.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Sports Diary podcast.
Tune in every other Monday. You don't want to miss the really cool upcoming athletes that we've got.
I'm Demi.
I'm Nat. Bye.